Hi everyone. I thought today would be fun to make some butter. It's now snowing here after a couple 80-degree days. And so now today I'm doing all my inside things. I have been busy making sourdough bread for all the people that ordered this week, making some more dip spices to mix with olive oil. So it's been a productive day today. But one of the things I want to carry at my farm stand is some honey butter and also some whipped honey. So I'm going to make that once I have my honey coming in good this summer. I'm going to be making some whipped honey and probably adding some cinnamon to that, just as a fun little addition to the farm stand. But making butter is super easy. I've already poured into my stand mixer a container of heavy whipping cream, and I'm just going to turn this on and let it start to mix, and we're going to have to do that for probably 5 to 10 minutes, letting that the butter start to separate from, and it'll leave buttermilk behind. I'm going to save that buttermilk and actually make some buttermilk biscuits this weekend. I've never made buttermilk biscuits from scratch, but I'm going to have the buttermilk, so I may as well make the biscuits. All right, anyway, so I'm going to let the stand mixer do this for 5 to 10 minutes until I get a nice separation, and then I'll show you what's next. This is super easy. If you've never made butter before, it's one of the easier things you could do. If you don't have a stand mixer, you can just use a hand mixer. You just have to hold it. But I'm going to let this do its work, and then we'll add a couple more things. Okay, as you can see here, the butter has separated and I've got buttermilk left behind. So I'm gonna get all this butter together. Okay, so I'm gonna take all the butter out. It has separated, and I'm gonna mash it all into a ball. I just made the biggest mess in my kitchen. I went to cut my stand mixer off, and instead I hit it the opposite direction, so buttermilk went everywhere. So yeah, there's that. All right, so I'm just getting all the pieces that are left behind in the buttermilk. I guess I'll have to show you guys how my buttermilk biscuits turn out this weekend, since I'm making them from fresh buttermilk. Okay, so here we go. Beautiful ball of butter here. All right, what I'm gonna do now is drop that into an ice bath and let that sit for a second. Got all this buttermilk left. I'm gonna pour that into my container. Tap on that. All right, so here's our buttermilk for biscuits this weekend. And got my butter here. I'm going to take it out of the ice bath now and just wrap it up in a paper towel and just squeeze to get all the water out. Okay, all right. So we could be done now. If you wanted to just make your own butter, you could be done. This would be unsalted butter. And if you like salted butter, you could throw it back in the mixer, add a little salt to it. But I am gonna add some salt to it because I'm actually making honey butter. And I wanna add a little salty flavor to that. So that's actually what we're gonna do next. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna put that back in my bowl, and I'm gonna add 2/3 of a cup of honey and a little pinch of salt, and then whip it back up. Okay, so pro tip here, the reason so when you're making butter, and once it starts to solidify, you need to put a towel over top of your mixer, just because once it starts to separate that liquid is just going to slosh all over the place. So that's where I made my mistake today, was I took that off, and then thinking that I was cutting it off, I cut it on higher, and that's where I had buttermilk go pretty much everywhere, all over the stuff that I have laying out today. So it's okay, because now we're gonna have some great honey butter. And I'm gonna give a little sample of this honey butter to each of the people that ordered from me this week. So now I'm just mixing that honey with the salt, just a pinch of salt, and the butter that I just made. And I'm gonna get that all nice and mixed. Looks beautiful. I want to make sure it's all mixed up, so I'm gonna. All right, so I think this will be good on the sourdough that people are buying, and I'm excited to offer this when my farm stand opens. I'm gonna put this actually into a piping bag. You could take this out. This now, because I've added a little bit of liquid to it. It is a little bit different consistency than regular butter now, but you certainly could just put this in a jar and save it and just, dip it out of the jar. I'm actually going to put it in a piping bag and pipe it into some little containers that I have. So anyway, there's how to make butter. And if you want to make honey butter, you can make honey butter. There's lots of options here. It's really fun to do this, and you can add, you want to make garlic butter, and take that, and once you added your garlic to it, you could roll that up and cut it into little pieces and use that for steaks. There's always variations of butter that you can have. I saw recently someone shared a photo of some beautiful butter that had edible flowers on the outside of it. I mean, it's gorgeous. And so you could roll that up in parchment paper or in plastic wrap. It would be prettier with plastic wrap probably. And give that to someone. But anyway, just a fun thing today. All right, cheers y'all.